Randy. This is Michelle. First of all, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy day yesterday to speak with me. This is the video I promised to send you that's going to show you those 3 things that you can do to bring more customers into your business. So once you've reviewed the video, if you do kind of like what you see and if you have any questions, please just give me a call and we can definitely chat. Or you can take these things and do it yourself. I'm fine with that as well. So let me go ahead and show you those 3 things that's going to set your company above your competition. So Randy, the first thing we're going to look at today is content. And most business owners know that you need content, but they don't know that the average amount of content for the #1 result in Google is going to be anywhere from 15 to 2,500 words with the right keywords. So just for you to show at the top of Google, you need to at least have 1,500 words on your homepage with the right keywords. What I'm going to go ahead and do is we're comparing you with your competition today, and the #1 result for roofing in your area and surrounding areas is going to be Basie's Roofing. I'm going to go ahead real quickly, and what I did is I just copied all the words from your homepage and I put it into this word counter. And it's telling me right now you have 969 words on your homepage. And if we go to Basie's, did the same thing with theirs, and they have currently 1,205 words on their homepage. So what we want to do is you want to make sure that you do have at least 1,500 words on your homepage and make sure we get those keywords added as well. What we're going to look at here real quick is I'm going to go to this one website that we use that gives us kind of a comparison of everything on, the back end of the sites. So I'm going to look at Basie's first, and we can tell right here that they have 65 keywords. If we click on that, we can go through and we can see the different keywords that they have. OKC Roofing, Roofing OKC, OKC Roofing Companies, Basie Roofing. Now, Basie Roofing is going to be considered a branded because it's the actual name of their company. So, we have different ones, and it just goes down and down on the different wordings that they have for different areas and different locations, just not OKC. I'm going to go ahead and switch that back to here. And what I'm going to go ahead and do here real quick is we're going to switch over to yours. And for you, for Spartan, we have 21 keywords. So if we go ahead and click on that, you're going to see to begin, and your #1 4th position here, it's saying you're being found for Spartan Roofing and Construction. So once again, that's a branded keyword. So that's not, it's a good keyword, but you just need to get additional keywords in there as well. So we do have Roofing Yukon. Spartan is anything with your name in it's going to be branded. Roofing Contractor Edmond, Tartan Roofing, different things like that. Roofing Duncan. So you have those different ones. So we definitely want to make sure that we get some additional keywords on your site. And what I'm just going to go ahead and do is get that pulled back in. So what I wanted to do is real quickly just look at your site here. And we're just going to scroll down through, and I'm just going to give you some other information. So anytime Google sends out these crawlers, and basically what it's doing, it's going through your website, homepage, and what it's doing, it's looking for any keywords. Those keywords also can be found behind pictures, sometimes videos. And, Google's little crawlers will find those, and that helps you bring you up in that #1 position for Google as well. So if we right click on this picture here and do save image as, it says Wilson-1-1. So what we would want to make sure that you have in here, you could put in Spartan Roofing and Construction. You can add other words too. Roofing Edmond, Roofing OKC, any type of cities that you want to be found in as well, and other types of keywords that for other services that you'll offer. So if you have your construction, you can have in there those keywords as well, and make sure that we have those behind any of your pictures. Add that there as well. Like here, it's just a bunch of numbers and letters. Otherwise, I like the look of the site. It looks nice. It looks like we have a couple things here that are actually not coming in, some pictures. So we want to make sure that those are looked at on your site as well. And if we go over here to Basie's, you can tell by going through them that, one, they do have a lot of wording. especially when we get down here, you can see all of that. They also have, if we right click on this, you can tell here they have Bases, Commercial Roofing Company, and OKC. So they have different keywords in there: roofing, commercial, their name, location. So, you know, we want to make sure that happens on your site as well. So just to be, you know, just to beat out your competition online, we want to make sure we have a minimum 1,500 words on your homepage. You know, that's what's driving your competitor's business, excuse me. And it's 100%, you know, beatable to get that done if we do that. So once again, 1,500 words with the right keywords. One thing I'm going to go ahead and do real quick, we're just going to go here and do a quick search. I have Roofing Edmond, and if I just click on that, you're going to come into Google. Now, the first part of it here, you're going to see a lot of ads. Anything that says sponsored is going to be an ad. These companies are paying for Google ads. It can work, but also it can be definitely a money pit if your website isn't dialed in. So before you burn any money on Google ads, we want to make sure that your site will convert. So number 2 thing that we're going to look at here today, Randy, is going to be citations. And this is going to be, you might be just saying, well, what's a citation and why do they matter? And, you know, that's a great question. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down past the sponsored area. You're going to get, in this one top here, this Bohan Roofing is sponsored as well. So if you get right here to this business section, you see Luxor, McCann's, and Top Roof. This is our Google Maps section. And you see here, it's your business name, address, and phone number. Also known as the map pack. Our map pack is going to be your top 3, Luxor, McCann's, and Top Roof. This section is also known as NAP, name, address, and phone number. And this is how Google verifies and gives you relevance to local businesses. And what it is you want to be adding your name, address, and phone number to different directories. And we also want to make sure that name, address, and phone number is the same across different directories so that when Google is looking at that, they're matching those up. Because if you go to different directories and your information doesn't match, it doesn't look like it's for the same company, and Google's going to look at that kind of funny. So some of the directories that you can do are going to be like Yahoo Local, Bing, Matchpoint, Yippee, Hot Frog, different things like that. And what we can go ahead and do as well is we have companies that we can work with that we pull the directories that your competition is online, listed on, excuse me, like Bases. And we would actually go down that same list, match those directories that are on theirs, and make sure we get those directories on yours so that you can, you know, so that you have more directories. So now one thing we want to do is we want to dominate them. So we're not going to stop this at what they have. We want to add more. So if your competitor has 100 citations, we want to go out and get at least 50 to 100 more. So it takes them a long time to catch back up. So the more you have, you can stay up in this top 3 a lot longer. So now what I'm going to do, Randy, the next thing is going to be our 3rd pillar here. And this is going to go over link juice and backlinks. And if we go ahead and we scroll down here a little bit further past the map pack, you can see that the number 1 site here is going to be Bases Roofing. And even it says Edmond Roofing Company. Bases Roofing is number 1 across a lot of different cities. So they're your number 1 competitor, and this is where you want to be. And to get there, you need authority. And how do you get authority? It comes down to backlinks. And a backlink is when one website links to another website online. So it's like if site A links to site B, then site A is giving site B some of its link juice. Kind of like a vote of confidence, and in Google's eyes, that's passing authority. So the more relevant the site, the more valuable the link. Quick example. If you get a local blog or an industry site linking back to you, then that's perfect, great. But if you're a roofing company and you get a backlink from Pizza Hut, that's not so great because you guys don't sell pizza. So we want to make sure that we get, you know, for you to get in that number 1 position, you want to get backlinks that are strong, relevant, or from strong, relevant sources. And, you know, we just want to do that. And what I'm going to look at real quick is this. We're going to go back to the same site here. We're going to look at Bases first. and you can see that they have 1,131 backlinks. Knowing that, we know that most of these are going to be strong relevant sources because it's pushing them up into that #1 position across different cities. For example, you know, they're #1 in Edmond. If you pull up Roofing OKC, they're #1 there as well. So they've got strong relevant sources. Now, if we go to yours, you have 177 backlinks, but you're not showing up in that #1 position. I can even scroll down here a little bit on the first page of listings. A lot of sponsored. You're not even on the first page. So you're down further in additional pages. So definitely, you know, we want to make sure that you have additional backlinks that are strong and relevant. So let me just go back over here. You know, and how do we do that? How do we get those strong sources to you? Well, we use that same company. We can go into whatever sites are linking to them, and we can get those same links and put it to your company, pushing you up in Google. You know, getting there is not magic. It is definitely a method. And, you know, I've shown you that here today, these 3 things that you can do to get you up in Google and getting you to be #1 across all these different areas. So Randy, let me just go quickly here and go over these things again. 1 is content. Your front page needs to at least have 1,500 words with the right keywords. 2, citations. If you have, if your competitor has 100 citations, we want to get 50 to 100 more to beat them by the landslide. Number 3 is backlinks. The more relevant sites pointing to your business to show Google you're the authority, you know, that's that. And if you implement those things, you can become #1 across Google. So what do you do now? You can either go with this information, provided you do it on your own, I'm fine with that. However, if you want the most effective route and you want to save yourself some time, give me a call at 405-410-3024. Once again, my name is Michelle, and my number is 405-410-3024. Thank you again, Randy. Hope you have a great day. Bye.